What's this? Another Kang video? Yes, there is another Kang video. So, I have a theory, and it involves Renslayer from Loki. Now, if you don't remember who Renslayer is, quick recap. She is the head justice for the TVA. Essentially, she's one of the head judges who's over Mobius that basically hands down punishments to variants and prunes them and sends them to Alioth to be eaten. Now, in the comic books, Renslayer and Kang have a romantic relationship, and it's a romantic relationship that ends in tragedy. In one of the outcomes, I believe it's the outcome that deals with Imperius. Imperius? I believe Imperius is the Pharaoh no. Now I don't remember what the Pharaoh version of Kang is, and I'm not editing this, so oh well, I'll just put his picture somewhere over here. But essentially, that version of Kang, Renslayer and him had a relationship that led to her attempting to kill him, and in turn he kills her. Now, the original version of Kang went to war with that version of Kang, and he brought Renslayer back, and they kind of lived in harmony until she died. Inside of the MCU, it's a little bit different. It seems as though Renslayer and Kang do not have a romantic relationship, or will they? Now, we know that Kang said that he has lived, He Who Remains says that he has lived millions of lifetimes. I think Renslayer, because if you remember, Miss Minutes gave her the information to go and find He Who Remains, to set him on the path that will lead to him wiping out all of the other Kangs in the other multiverses in order to create the one sacred timeline. I think that Renslayer will go and find this Kang. That this Kang and Renslayer are going to develop that relationship that we see in the comic books. But the version of Kang that He Who Remains warns us about, the one that he says is a devil, will end up killing Renslayer. Because I really feel as though He Who Remains is a version of Kang that really didn't want to institute the sacred timeline. He really tried to find another way in order to maintain order and stop these evil versions of himself. But Renslayer's death is going to be the catalyst that turns him cynical, that pushes him over the edge where he decides to weaponize Alioth. Because we see in the Loki finale how he talks about weaponizing Alioth, that he gets emotional, he gets angry. Because the entire time he's jovial and he's cocky and he's cracking jokes and a little bit of one-liners, and he has a real devil-may-care attitude. He doesn't really care about what's going on because he's seen it all already. But in that one moment when he's talking about how he weaponized Alioth, there was rage. Where did the rage come from? I feel as though the rage and the reason for him instituting essentially the sacred timeline was because Kang the Conqueror killed Renslayer. And the moment Renslayer died, He Who Remains snapped. And he was just like, you know what? She wanted me to do this from the entire time. If I had done this, she would probably still be alive. Fuck it. And he just wipes out everyone. I hope this is the direction that they go in for Loki season 2. Because I love Jonathan Majors. He is absolutely fantastic. I loved him as Kang, and I'm really interested to see his version of Kang in Ant-Man Quantumania. I think he's going to be dope as fuck in that as well. But I really want them to also bring back He Who Remains in Loki season 2, but not as the end point of He Who Remains, but the beginning, where Renslayer finds him, they develop a relationship, maybe even, a little bit of falling in love. And as the series goes on, they run into the situation where Kang the Conqueror ends up killing Renslayer, and it pushes He Who Remains down that path where he was just like, Renslayer brought me this information to use Alioth to wipe all of you out. I didn't want to do it because I'm not violent like my variants, but you guys leave me absolutely no choice. I'm killing everyone. But yeah, that's my theory. Let me know if you agree with me. If you have another theory about Kang, Alioth, Renslayer, the direction that Loki season 2 is going to go in. I really have a feeling that Loki season 2 might focus on the changes to the TVA and Loki trying to find a way to get back to Sylvie. especially since we know that Kid Loki is supposed to be coming back again, but we're not exactly sure where he's going to be popping up. I'm fucking excited. I am waiting. I'm waiting for Loki to come back. And I really wish we'd get a second season of WandaVision, because I really feel as though the very first, I'd say the first two shows, WandaVision and Loki, definitely deserve like multiple sequels. But yeah, that's my theory about Renslayer and Kang, and how she basically kicks off the entire multiversal war being brought to an end by He Who Remains using Alioth, because she gets killed off by Kang the Conqueror. Peace.